In all the days I've been around,
God, help me. That Almighty God, help me. That Almighty God, yeah, help me. That Almighty, tell him.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of AMC Yarns. There's been a bit of little bit of a break since our last episode, which was with Luke Benny. Since then, had my son Josiah, so have been very busy, but very glad to be back today with a very special guest, and for the first time, a co-host. So we'll introduce him first. We've got Dave Alo as our co-host for episode 4, and a big drum roll and welcome to his brother and my brother-in-law, Moses Alo-Emile.
Hello, bonjour.
Bonjour, this guy's French. It's going to be a cool episode today, so really keen just to hear a bit more about your story.
Yeah.
So first of all, how's the trip been down to Oz, man?
It's been awesome, man. This will be our second week here with my wife, Lissy. It's been fun just being able to see the family. Went up to Queensland first, and then made our way to Adelaide. It's the people that make the trip, and we're really excited. For the rest of our trip, we're going to go to Sydney after this, spend time with my older brother Eric and his family as well, and yeah, sooner or later I'll be ready to go back into pre-season.
Yeah, back to Paris. Nice.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Had too many flat whites, but
I've got one in your hand right now.
yeah, it's the time to do it, time to have some decent coffee, even though it's from McDonald's.
Big shout out to Macca's.
Shout out to Macca's.
But the coffee's better here, you reckon, or nah?
It depends what type of coffee you're going for. If you're going for a flat white, I think overall Australia doesn't go bad. But if you're looking for an espresso, France and it's Europe in general.
Yeah. And you're going back past Italy on the way back home?
Going past Italy on the way back home. Spend a week there with the wife. Awesome. Take up the son before going back into training. Yeah. That's the plan. Awesome.
Well, very keen to, obviously I know you pretty well, but, share with everyone a bit more about you and obviously why you're living overseas. Dave will be the co-host today, so he'll, ask you your first question and we'll just get into it.
Yeah, so obviously being the baby brother of the family, I know I had a certain experience growing up, but even just in our age gap, I know that you probably had a very different experience, even though we were from the same parents and from the same house. So just kind of, want to hear from your perspective, early rugby life, what was that like for you?
Early life, like David said, kind of been the baby boy of the family. It's a big role to take on, obviously, having older siblings, just doing things, Eric, being the first to go to university, David and Paul covering up on the rugby field, and kind of just growing up watching them, inspired by, them and then what they did as well. Obviously, this guy used to bully me quite a bit growing up, but no.
Look at him now.
This is where we cut the camera. But early life, obviously my circle growing up amongst my siblings was more around my sisters. Shout out to all 4 of them. It was great. Really enjoyed, childhood with them, and I think that's just outside of rugby. Obviously in school, I was a decent student, did well in school.
School captain.
School captain in primary school, first and last Islander to be a school captain, and and then high school as well was really good. Did well in high school as well. Can't complain. Went to a good school. We all kind of went there as well, all the siblings, from Eric all the way down to my younger sister Aileen. And then in terms of footy, mum and dad, they really prioritised rugby in our family, as much so as prioritising that over church on a Sunday morning. and so it was something that was that I kind of just grew up with naturally, and yeah, again, going out to rugby games as a kid, you know, I was just talking with David, and he used to play in the first 15 rugby team at his school, and we're just saying there was a time, I think two games he mentioned where he got dropped, and as a kid, you know, you're proud to see your brothers play in the best team of the school, and then to see him get dropped, you're just like, oh, this is lame. Didn't come all this way to watch 16A's footy. But nah, I mean, everyone, it was great, you know, and I think I always wanted to be a part of that, you know, part of that hype. And I think as well as a kid, you know, like obviously seeing mum and dad and what they put all their pride and happiness into rugby, you know, there was a part of me that also wanted to make them proud in that sense.
What was your junior club?
My junior club was the Pine Rivers Pumas.
That's cool.
Let's go. Yep, that was awesome. Did 6 years there. From 4 to 10 years old, played at Pine Rivers Pumas.
And did you, like, growing up playing rugby, like, obviously you're explaining sort of the perspective of the family, but you yourself, did you just enjoy the game for what it was?
I loved it, eh? I mean, to be fair, it was so much fun. I mean, just playing with kids that all, you know, wanted to get amongst rugby, and I loved watching after training, you know, even rugby league. Would watch the NRL Friday nights, or on Saturday, you know, watch the Super Rugby. Sunday, play your game. And then, yeah, even when at school, all I wanted to do was, you know, play tackle rugby with the students, but you weren't allowed to tackle the kids. But it was just something I really looked forward to, you know, going to training, seeing all my buddies, and yeah, obviously through to high school and being able to do it with your, you know, 14 of your closest friends, you know, I think is a great feeling.
Yeah, awesome. Well, just quickly, remind us when you were a kid, I don't know if you remember this, I just remembered. Remember the poster?
Oh, yeah. Bit of a poster boy.
He was a poster boy.
Yeah, at the Queensland Reds, they had this like little, I don't know what it was, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Mum just got me into it, but it was like a poster. I don't remember what it says. Oh, it's like it all begins. I forgot what it was, but you'll probably edit it into the thing. You'll find it. I'm sure you would.
You do that, put it right in.
But yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, it was a little poster shot that I got to do with a past player from our club.
Yep.
His name was Herman Hunt. Shout out Herman Hunt. He's another Samoan. I actually didn't know who he was, to be fair, until I got to the photo shoot. At first, all I was told was, you're going to take a photo from an ex-player from your team, from Pine Rivers Pumas. And at first, I actually thought it was going to be Drew Mitchell. And I was like so excited. No.
And then a prop showed up.
Someone prop showed up, and then I was like, oh, I understand why I got picked. Because I think the whole idea of the poster was to have a before shot and then an after shot. So next to me was like this white fella who played for South, and the guy behind him looked the same.
Sam Cordingley.
It was David Croft.
Oh, David Croft, yeah.
David Croft, and then on the right was a kid with orange hair, and standing behind him was the Queensland Reds ex-captain John Rowe.
Yeah.
Standing behind him, and he had orange hair, and so it was just classic. And I remember seeing the final result, and I was like, yeah, it was quite funny. So yeah, I actually forgot about that.
Celebrity moment. Every kid had a Reds poster in their house.
Yeah.
And had Moses standing there.
Every junior club at that time, actually, every
club.
Team I played against, I would see my photo on the poster, and it was quite funny. Yeah.
So you made it a long time back, eh?
Oh, you know.
Best poster boy, yeah?
All glory to God, eh?
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's awesome, man. Like, really good to, and obviously, for those of you that don't know, my wife is is Moses' older sister, so I know a lot about, you know, all of this. It is really cool just to hear it again, but we will sort of chop and change between a few different topics tonight, and we'll come back to the rugby journey. So yeah, really cool just to hear how it all started down at Pine Rivers and then school. Well, yeah, I guess we'll transition into that a bit later, about the school to obviously professional rugby. But I know probably the biggest thing in your life, knowing you, Moses, is your faith, being involved in the church we all attend. So kind of in those teenage years when I first met you. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind, just your finding God.
I actually, so my first, I go to now I'm a part of the Paris Church of Christ. We're called the Assemblée Christian de Paris, ACP. Shout out ACP.
Come on.
But my first experiences with church, actually, I was 13, and David had a game at South Rugby, and I remember he introduced us to this guy on my right, Ollie. And Ollie was rocking the Vans, and he had a skateboard in his hand. And I just remember being like, just a scrawny, I was like, who the heck is this guy?
Wait. You were 13. I was 17. You thought I was scrawny?
Nah, I was talking about this guy on my left.
Oh,
nah, sorry.
that's definitely me.
I was scrawny once.
But I remember so it was funny because you were scrolling. Yeah, we'll put the photo right here. Share that photo.
My life.
No, but yeah, 2013. I think it was at the end of 2012, maybe. But anyways, whatever year it was, David had a game, and mind you, so we actually. I don't know, this is an episode for David, that will come later. But no, we hadn't seen David in a while, actually. And we came and we saw him for the first time, and it was a South Rugby game. And we had extended family at the game too. And the first, we see him rock up with Ollie. And he's like, oh, hey guys, this is Ollie. And I'm like, okay.
Bit random.
Random, anyways. Tamara was there too, so it's funny how that works out. No, but then it's like, yeah, he goes to my church. No, but I remember that being really cool when the next day we all went to church for the first time. Ronnie was preaching actually that day.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, back in Brisbane.
Come on.
And
Shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out Ronnie. Photo. Nah.
Pretty insert.
Oh, sorry.
You can just chuck it on the joy stream, that's fine.
Straight on.
Change your cup. Is it finished?
Oh, not yet. Is that good? Yeah, I remember going to church for the first time, and I remember just this big Steve Royce just coming up to me, giving me a hug, and I just felt very uncomfortable and but nice at the same time.
Yeah.
Mind you, probably didn't get a lot of hugs from mum and dad growing up, but yeah, it was interesting. And I remember fellowship after church. I don't remember church itself. I remember how good the bread was at communion. I remember being like, this is some sick communion bread. I'll come again next week.
Come on. You had it again, eh?
I had it this past Sunday, in Adelaide. You can only find it in Adelaide. So if you're wanting to find the best bread communion church, I will drop a link right.
Shout out to Emma McCauley.
Emma McCauley making the bread. Right here.
You're making a lot of editing for me now. I'm going to be there all night.
Just trying to find all these photos.
Emma, can you film this?
I love it.
So, anyways, fast forward. I spent a lot of time with the ministry, and David and Kaylee were the team leaders at the time, and I was able to transition into that as well, going out to teen events and just making a bunch of friends. Getting closer to Ollie, your little brothers Dan and Hamish, and even Jack and Liam, Charlie. I think from there, I started to realize, wow, like these friendships are special. They're a lot different to the ones that I already have, and I kind of grew up with just being surrounded by rugby mates. I will say though, like for me, naturally, the only thing that we had in common, the common ground was rugby, and outside of that, that's kind of about it. I don't, I loved hanging out with them, but I think having a deeper relationship with these other guys that went to church really helped me to believe that there was more out there. And then fast forwarding on to 2016 is when I made the decision to become a disciple. Got baptized in at Darren and Marianne's place, over in Queensland, and yeah, haven't looked back since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome, bro. No, I remember those days. Like, takes me back. You know, you're coming over and hanging out with my younger brother a lot, and I just remember it was him and his other mate Jack and Moses. You just made them look so small, eh?
Oh,
Some
yeah.
of those photos, another one's got coming right
That's,
here.
there you go, definitely.
That's an easy one to find on my
Yeah.
parents' page.
Yeah, it's all over Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, you always looked about 20 years old, even when I first met you.
Yeah.
You're just such a unit.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome, bro. Really good to hear. And, you know, obviously getting to go visit Paris a couple of times in the last 5 years, like seeing how integrated and a part of the church there that you are, even though second language, you've got so many, and especially being at your wedding, like seeing your lineup, a couple of the boys from there being in it, and just, you know, at your buck, seeing all these boys get around you, you know, like guys that grew up on the other side of the world, but you've adapted and, you know, just connected with them just through church. Like, you never would have, if you'd probably never been to church and you're just a rugby guy, you wouldn't have that commonality with some of these European
Oh,
guys.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Especially those twins. I
Yeah.
forget their names, but
Dorian and Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crater.
some of your good mates.
Yeah.
And who's the other fellow in your line with the beard?
Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah, such good guys. You know?
Yeah, no, awesome. Shout out.
More pictures.
Nah, no need.
Yeah, it's good that you were touching on that, because I think one of the things I actually don't know yet is, because then shortly after that you obviously signed and went straight over. So you finished school, and then from what I remember, it wasn't even a month, or it was probably about a month after you graduated, and you were on a plane to Paris. So yeah, talk us through how the signing came about.
Yeah.
Where were you? Like, because, you know, in NFL, they're sitting there, big fanfare. I don't even know the process. Did you sign
Yeah.
go? And then, what happened from there?
So basically in 2015, I had my first call. It was actually with Paul, and he just asked me, like, hey, look, you know, I think it was his first season over there in France, and he was like, hey, look, you know, if you're ever interested in coming over to France, would you ever give France a shot? Yes or no question. Straight away, 15-year-old France, you're like, yes, let's go.
And just for context, that's your older brother, Paul?
Paul, yeah, my older brother, who is also in Paris at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gave me a call, and I was like, I'm open to the idea. And it wasn't until at the end of 2016, it's when I then signed with my agent, DJ, and from there things kind of took off. I had a pretty big year for my career in 2016, and 2017 was where I kind of took off, and I think from there that's when I started to get some notice over in France, and pretty much what happened was we had some conversations in the Aspley McDonald's with mum and dad.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because they wanted some meeting room, and yeah, I don't know why they picked McDonald's. Aspley. Shout out. McDonald's Aspley. 2017 was a big year for me.
And talk us through that, like, because obviously, you know, a lot of our viewers, only a small percentage, would be super familiar with schoolboy rugby and how important it is. And it's, I guess you can liken it to college basketball, being a freshman, all those terms that they use.
Yeah.
But over here, talk us through what that process looked like in grade 11 and 12 for you.
Yeah, so in grade 11, I played in the national schoolboys competition, and that's pretty much just guys who represent their state. So there's Queensland 1, Queensland 2, so Queensland 2 obviously being the second best Queensland team. Same went for New South Wales, 1 ACT, WA, and the Victorian team. And it was a competition. Then, the best schoolboy rugby players came together and played. And it's a competition pretty much like that highlights the young talents that come through. And normally this is where you would get scouts coming out to, whether it's for Australian rugby, for rugby over New Zealand, or rugby over in Europe. And it's just a big competition. If you play, you get to then represent Australia, and then, play against other countries. So it's really the place you want to be for junior footy. It's, I would say, it's probably the final step before, you know, whether you make rugby a career or not. And 2016, I had the opportunity of playing in the Queensland Twos team. Didn't have a great year in that competition. We did beat Queensland 1 in the final game, which was amazing. And then 2016, so I was also bottom age for the first 15 team at school. That was a memorable year. That was the last time I think we won the competition with Brisbane State High in the GPS Queensland competition. And so again, this being a big schoolboy competition in not just Queensland but Australia, I think in schoolboy footy rugby union around the world. Yeah, and I think that really boosted my confidence as a player going into the next year. And then 2017 had a massive year. Had the chance to play and start for the Queensland 1 team.
Yeah.
And we did well. We came third that year. And then I was able to play in the Australian Barbarians team, who was the second Australian schoolboys squad. So I didn't crack Australian schoolboys. I think that was tough for me.
Yeah.
I think I felt like I had taken a step back. It's hard because, you know, you feel like you're climbing, you know, when you're 16 years old and you have, you know, aspirations to be better and you're making, you know, these teams that are a year or two older. And then I think the season after, I kind of automatically thought I would play in the Australian team. My older brother, Paul, played in the Australian team.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was a big, like, oof, this is tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you know, I didn't think I'd make it far
Yeah.
into the rugby professional scene.
It is, yeah. Like, and obviously Dave can probably speak to it more than me, being much more knowledgeable with the whole rugby scene. But it is that understanding that, you know, for your position, there's only going to be in the first 3 props.
You're only gonna have 4 props in that first team, 2 for one side, 2 for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so realistically, it's like, they don't say this to you, but it's almost like, well, you're the 5th or 6th best prop in Australia for your age group. That's kind of the messaging you get.
Yeah.
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 And some of those, is there any notable guys who were picked ahead of you? Like, are they still playing professional to this day? Any of them?
I think one of them is playing over the American competition. They got picked over me. But another one, the main guy that got picked that year, his name's Angus Bell, who's, you know, killing it for the Wallabies. I follow his career and yeah, we still even chat a bit, you know, here and there. Respect to him, he's done amazing for the Australian rugby, what he's done for the Australian rugby, and I think, you know, there's no one more deserving of that jersey than he is, and that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Since when I was 16, 17 playing against him to now, I think he's honestly one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And so I think that's someone who, yeah. In terms of the rest of the guys, I actually don't remember most of the guys. I think, you know, you don't, once your rugby career actually gets on a move, you don't actually think too much about the guys who got picked in front of you.
Yeah.
I used to think about it quite a lot. But I think now it's all about you and your own career.
Yeah.
And how you can be a lot more, you know, better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really interesting, man. And yeah, to think that, you know, that guy, if you think about it, he's not a guy that's been on the fringe for the Wallabies. He's, I don't know off the top of my head, but how many caps would he have had already?
Oh, he's got a handful, yeah, for sure.
Like he's a mainstay in the Wallabies. So
Yeah.
to know that, you know, he's one of the guys ahead of you. But then obviously being the Barbarians gives you a chance to prove yourself because you get to go and play in some of the same competitions. Like you went to go and
Yeah, so we had the opportunity of playing against the Australian schoolboys.
Yeah.
And we actually won that game too. It was a trial game and we beat them. And we played against Fiji. That was awesome. Big Fijian boys just offloading the ball.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But, you know, a game that I remember to this day was playing against the New Zealand schoolboys. They were, big names now, but playing against that team was amazing. I remember at one point of the game, they'd like break the line and I just stopped running and I was like, man, these guys are just so good. Superhumans. I scrummed against Tamati Williams, who's now the All Blacks prop. And even him, seeing him grow, he's actually from Perth. And just watching him, you know, through his career, you know, kudos to him. He's done really well to make it where he is today.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Just really quickly, it's just a really cool side point. Your first 15 at State High,
Yeah.
a few of you have made careers out of rugby.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, quite a few of us. Yeah. Some notable ones: Nesta Mahina, Japan. I mean, yeah, Murray Taulangi. Don't have to say much about him.
Played Origin.
Played Origin. Played for the Kangaroos. Played Toa Samoa. Played Queensland, North Queensland Cowboys. You know, he's been amazing. He's been inspirational. I grew up going to that guy's place almost after every Saturday.
Yeah.
After the footy, and then I think the biggest was probably Jordi Pataia.
Yeah.
Now playing at LA Chargers in the NFL scene.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
After already
having a massive career, massive milestones, playing with Australia, Queensland Reds. Yeah, I think he's always been someone who was always wanted to play American football. You know, he's followed it quite closely. I remember growing up in high school, and yeah, so I think this is something he really wants to do, and I'm so happy that he's doing what he gets to finally do.
And no one's really made that transition properly. To be honest, the AFL punters, like some of them transitioned from AFL to NFL, got the rings, and you know,
Yeah.
you look at obviously Jared Hayne failed pretty much, like he got very close but didn't make it, and then even Valentine Holmes.
Yep.
Obviously Jordan Maliata made the transition earlier, and he's been a huge, obviously, you know, role model for a lot of Islanders to
Yeah,
even
definitely.
shoot bigger than the rugby.
Yeah, definitely. No,
So it's a
it's
pretty
been
cool, you know, the fact that you were just boys with these guys. You don't know them as the superstars.
Yeah.
I know that when we've hung out, you'd just be messaging Geordie and checking in on each other. You know,
Yeah.
like, you know, you just still just those same boys from back in high school.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And then sort of fast forwarding, obviously you must have, yeah, like you said, made some moves while playing for the Barbars. Had already had those conversations with Stad.
Yep.
And then, yeah, talk about signing, and then talk a bit about your career now.
I mean, to be honest, so I'd never worked a proper job in my life before rugby, and I remember receiving my first contract back then the first offer was when I was 16, and I remember seeing the numbers and things like that and just being like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, already? It was like, what, 900 a month? But for me, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling, I don't know, I loved that Stad was so interested and wanted to get me on board, because it's a sense of, you know, a team that wants you.
Yeah.
The only thing I got from here at the time was Queensland Reds Academy and New South Wales Waratahs Academy, and that's all I had for me going here. Was over there, you know, well, here if you play in the academy, you have to work and study on the side. Over there in France, they pay for your studies, don't have to work, you get paid housing, groceries, if you have a car, petrol's paid for, they put you through school. Like, it's amazing, the setup, and I honestly, I would vouch for anyone who, as a young kid, who wants to go down that pathway. I was just talking to actually one of David's teammates, at old collegians, shout out OC. No, but just there's some talented young guns over here, and just poaching one of his boys and just telling him to, hey bro, like, give Europe a shot. You know, you can never go wrong. If you don't like it, you can come back. Yeah. I just think it's the best thing ever, to go over young and do it. It's tough, obviously. Yeah. Because it's not just in New Zealand, or it's not just over in Japan. Yeah. But it's on the other side of the world. Yeah. 24-hour flight. You know, it's definitely not easy to say goodbye to your loved ones. Yeah. But
it is really cool to see that they, you know, there's opportunity there.
Yeah.
For guys, and you know, from what you've told us over the journey, it seems like a totally different culture around rugby.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the supporters get into it. European crowds are just wild, hey. And then I think even traveling, you know, I know Super Rugby now, all you do is you go to New Zealand and back home to Australia, whereas over there, you go into Italy, you go into the UK, now the inclusion of South Africa, you go to South Africa, you go all over France, like, yeah, it's awesome, eh?
That's not even your training camps too.
Nah.
The weeks off, you have to
Yeah, weeks off. You got a weekend off. Take a 1 hour flight to Italy. Take a 1 hour flight over to England. You go wherever you want in Europe, and flights are less than 50 bucks. And no, it's awesome, eh? The footy and the lifestyle in Europe is amazing.
Getting to live in Paris, man.
Get to live in Paris.
You've been there for
7 years now.
wow, man.
Yeah, been in Paris for 7 years now. Time definitely goes quick. You know, picked up a wife along the way.
Come on.
But yeah, no, I've loved it.
Picture.
Shout out, let's see.
Shout out to Lucy.
Yeet.
Nah, awesome, man.
Nah, yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's just a bit of a side question. What's been purely rugby? What's been the highlight of the career so far?
The highlight of my career, I would say probably playing my debut game when I was 18.
Yeah.
I played against the Ospreys in Wales, and I remember that night I couldn't sleep at all, so nervous. And I just remember running onto the field and just looking at my number 10 in Mornay Steyn, South African legend, and just being like, what? Like, this is it. No time, you know, it's not just my schoolmates anymore, it's Mornay Steyn. Looking at my 8, Sergio Parise, he's the ex-captain, probably one of the best Italian players ever. Yeah, I'm just name dropping now, but honestly, that's honestly how it felt, you know. It's like, I remember playing these guys on, you know, Rugby 08 and just being able to have the opportunity to play with them, and then playing against some guys as well. But yeah, I'd say I got two most recent ones as well. One of them being last year's semi-final. Even though we had lost that game, I just thought it was such a huge milestone for our team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say for my personal performance, but for my team.
Well, I think you played a great game. I mean, we stayed up and watched you, and you might have to run a clip here of a couple of those moments where you there was one I remember, unless it's been exaggerated in my mind, but you know, they were pushing a lot of rucks that game, mauls, sorry. They were trying to push on the mauls, and at one point they looked like they were going over for a try, and it looked like you just picked up 3 of their guys single-handedly and just took their legs off the ground, you know. And yeah, you know, I think it's cool hearing about your highlights, and I sense a lot of humility in you about your rugby. But the truth is, like, you know, you've been rated as one of the best props in Paris for a reason, you know, in your competition. And yeah, that game was a real pleasure to watch you, you know, really shine on the big stage. And the result came down to a kick, so you were so close to obviously making a final, which is heartbreaking. But you know, your forward pack did absolutely everything that day for territory, and you know the way you guys played. So
no, I appreciate it, man.
No, it was pretty
brother.
Cool.
Avantage hors jeu, 5 et 9. Allez, mais vous, non, c'est pas ça.
Pour moi, la mêlée recule, on ne se relève pas.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm sure we could dive into so many different angles of you playing rugby over there for Stade Francais, and you've obviously played over 100 games now.
Yeah. I mean, the 100th game was a big one too.
Yeah.
I was quite fortunate. We wear these blue jerseys.
Yep.
You got one now, and it was the first time we wore the blue jerseys that season, last season, and I just remember being so happy. We lost the game, but you know, I got to keep the jersey. It got quite emotional before the game as well, you know, like I like to pray before every match, and I think I just sat there, I just kept it silent and just reflected on you know, how much God has done for me in my career, and just, you know, it felt weird because it was like for the 100th time, you know, I'm putting on my shorts, 100th time I'm putting on this jersey, 100th time I'm going to run out in front of a packed stadium. I think to just be able to do it for the 100th time, you know, was a very special milestone. And you just reflect more on, you know, for me it was just, you know, like really, I make jokes and stuff about like, like God, you know, God first. all this. But I do truly believe, you know, God has He's blessed me in so many ways with this career, and many times I'm like, man, I don't want this career.
Yeah.
Pre-season, for example, and you know you got to run a Bronco, or just run in the hot sun. But then after that, you know, it pays off hugely. So yeah, so I'd say the 100th game was definitely a big honor and privilege to do, and yeah, for such a team like that, and to be doing it at the top level as well. I thought it was awesome.
I was just going to ask Dave a quick question as well, but also I really appreciate that, bro. You know, just where you don't give all the gratitude to yourself, or you always put it back to God, and that's a great perspective to have. But as his older brother, I know you got to go over there not too long ago and watch him play, and whatever you want to share. But I know you spoke about just how the fans adore Moses. And how they treated you because of that, and I know we've gotten free Disney tickets a few times, Disneyland tickets a few times because of that, because of your connection through the club. But yeah, what's your perspective as an older brother, watching him on this journey?
Oh, we're all just proud. I mean, the whole family, we all get around it. Like, the other night, we're sitting here in your lounge watching the game, and like when you and Paul were in town these last few weeks, you probably don't see it a lot, but I mad fangirl for you guys when you're not here. Like I talk so highly of you guys, and I'm proud to say, I've got all my two brothers in France, and I rock the gear. And,
Come on.
But like this is like me all year round. Like I don't care what season it is, I'll still rock the bright pink, and I'll take any opportunity to even talk about you guys. Like I'll have conversations the moment I get a slight oh Europe, oh cool, man. By the way, I've got two brothers that live in Paris, and like there's just a real pride that comes with it, and I just think it's really cool. I love that my kids as well. I know both kids have done a show and tell about Stade Francais and about their uncles, and they rock up with their pink jerseys, and and they always say my uncles are famous, but in France, they're famous in France. So I think it's just a lot of pride. I can't really say much more than that. It's just
Even tomorrow, I dressed up as you for a Halloween party. I dressed up as a Collingwood player, and she dressed up in, all the kits you passed on. That's another picture going here.
Yes, please.
She'll hate that one.
Double finger.
Hey, you're lucky tomorrow. We could put up the this is never going to see the light of that.
Ouch. Grill.
Hey, you've rinsed that
Didn't
one.
know we're going for a barbecue today.
I
Just go grilling everyone.
Oh, the real one will be... Oh, when I go in there and she finds out, I'll be getting roasted. So, Nah, it's really awesome, man. And even as your brother-in-law, super proud. I'm the same. Get to talk about it all the time. And just honestly, seeing the way you go about it, and just trying to tie it back into what you spoke about as not getting selected for the Australian schoolboys, knowing that you're playing in one of the best comps in the world, you've made a career, you're not chopping and changing between clubs, which is what you see in the Super Rugby all the time. Yeah. And knowing your build and the body that you've grown into, it's easy for a lot of, I know, especially the backs, like when they're 17, 18, they're as fast and electric as they'll ever be. So they get opportunities straight into Super Rugby. Whereas props, you guys play into your 30s, so you've had time now. Because I know you debuted, but you went back to the academy a bit, under 23s, in and out, and now you're one of the first magnets, I'd imagine, that goes down every week. It's when they post the team, you're starting in 100 games. So
appreciate it, Lolo.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, we love it. I'm the other fanboy over here.
Fangirl and fanboy.
This guy here, he's our
Kiss
hero.
each other, Picture right. Wait, I'll have to record it.
Yeah.
It's like another one right here.
No, ask kissing one of your cheeks each,
Tell it. Alrighty.
Nah, Team Moses all the way. Nah, we're very proud of you.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
But, the next question is obviously, what we've spoken about already in this episode is, you know, your number one passion is your faith. And obviously, to a lot of people, it's Moses the rugby player.
Yeah.
And that is awesome. That is what you do, and, you know, you've made a career out of it. But we know you as Moses, the brother, you know, not just, you know, blood or in law, but in Christ, you know. And how have you found, you know, finding your identity growing up? You've pretty much grown up as a man in Paris, as a part of the church, and then being a rugby player. How do you balance all of that?
It's tricky. It's definitely very hard. I think, you know, being an athlete, a professional athlete, there's a lot of things that come from it. You know, there's the. I mean, you're in the public eye. You're maybe not me myself, but I'm just saying, like, just a rugby player in general. You know, you're seen by the public. You know, there is the fame. There is so many things. There's the parties. You know, there's this and that. You know, there's a lot, and I think that's what separates it from, you know, a normal office 9 to 5. There's a lot of pressure as well in rugby, in sport. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of mornings you wake up and it's like, man, like, I got to put my body through everything again. I think that's some, you know, mornings like that I find most challenging.
On the bike?
I think just wheeling up, yeah.
On a quick side note, if there is one thing we're definitely going to be putting in, it's the moment you won a world record. I know we're getting a little bit off track here, but I had it down here that we had to mention that. You know, like, that's, we're going to put that there. You know, I don't want to get too off track, but obviously that was a pretty cool moment as well. Professional rugby player, part-time world record breaker over here.
You know, what else, eh?
We'll just put that there.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Allez-vous, 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 allez-vous. Des champions! Des champions!
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. It is what it is. Another cool moment of Moses, you know. But, you know, and obviously it's not the main part of what you do as your training, but you guys have to put your body through a lot. Is what
definitely through a lot. But it's funny, just that story there. Like, I was, I've mentioned, these guys know the story already, but my strength and conditioning coach, he somehow knows all the random facts about different exercises, and he saw me, like, we were doing 200 meter efforts, like sprint efforts. It was more for like, we wanted to, like, it was after a leg session and we wanted to flush, like, a way to finish the session was just getting through some accelerations, and some guys did sprints, and, you know, obviously a prop like me rather jump on a bike rather than running. And I did one effort and he was like, oh, just stop what you're doing. And why that? Like, I thought in my mind, I was like, man, what do I do now? And he's like, just here. And then he told me about the record, and he's like, this time we're going to record it. Yeah. And we recorded it, and we got it. And so it was pretty cool.
That's mad, eh? Yeah. And it was a 200 meter sprint.
200 meter sprint, yeah. So the quickest to get 200 meters. Yeah, that's what the record was.
Wow. Yeah. And I can imagine in the Guinness Book of Records, you know, growing up, we used to open it up and have a look. They had, like, the fun version. And you'd have all, you know, like a skinny cyclist.
Yeah. Skinny cyclist.
Number one, Moses Alo-Emile.
Yeah. So me in bike shorts.
No, do not. No one needs to see that.
Did you ride a push bike growing up? Like,
no, I used to, but I didn't know how to ride a bike till I was 12.
Yeah.
That's another embarrassing thing as well. I didn't know how to ride till 12 years old, so I was quite late.
In Paris, you get around on the e-bikes quite
Get around the e-bike. So if you're ever in Paris, lime.fr.
Or you can scooter with your brother, right? I'll send that one to you, Ollie.
All right.
Anyways,
I think that's 17
back
edits
to the...
we're doing.
It's like, shut up. Stop letting me edit.
And these boys aren't done yet. There's more to come.
No, but I think more than serious, I mean, being an athlete, disciple, it's not easy, you know. It's I think being a disciple in general isn't easy. You know, I think people can get so sidetracked on that, especially, you know, the people who have faith.
Yeah.
You get super sidetracked by it all because, you know, I think the moment you feel like being a disciple is some sort of work, then
Yeah.
I don't know. This is my thing, and this is my thing with Lissy. The moment it starts to feel like you're working to become this, it's not something that's work. Or I don't know. You're not doing it properly. Or
Missing the point.
you're missing the point. Yeah, and I think it's something that should come easy. Oh, not easy. I mean, yeah. Anyways, organically. No. Organically. No, but yeah, I will say my first years in Paris wasn't easy spiritually. It was difficult, you know. You move to a country where you can't speak the language. I just turned 18.
Yeah.
And I think instantly you just feel a lot of pressure because you go from training twice a week to like, all right, here's your schedule for the week.
Yeah.
And at that time it was every day, and we had a match on the weekend, and I just remember sitting there just being like, oh my days, like,
Yeah.
this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
This is what I left my friends and family for.
Yeah.
This is now my life.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to put church, friendships, how am I going to put God, like, where does this all come in? And then it's like, oh, by the ways, you have French class here and here. Oh, by the ways, you got to do, you got to do the paperwork here, you got to do paperwork there, and it's like, this is a lot. This is becoming too much.
Do you know how many hours a week it roughly was?
For training?
Yeah, well, like all your commitments in total. Do you know roughly?
For work, I would say easily, you're going over, maybe 9 to 10 a day. Yeah. What didn't help with Academy as well is that we had to work our training sessions around the pro program.
Yeah.
And so the pros were trained from 9 till 3. We had to go from 7:30 to 9, and there was a long break in the middle. But then you had to use that time to, we had classes, you had to study, and we had to do, as a foreign player, there was a lot of paperwork, especially when you're coming in first, when you're just arriving freshly. And then we had training in the afternoon from 5:30 through to 9 sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, going to sleep, waking up, boom, go again, and so that was quite difficult. Yeah.
That'd be a pretty stark contrast from state high where, I know in those schools it's like, you get a pass to just put rugby first, just the rugby itself.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you go, like high school footy, you want to be there. There's a push, and you're doing it with your mates,
Yeah.
My biggest thing when I moved to France was I couldn't speak the language.
Yeah.
And I mean, now 7 years later, I look back and I'm like, man, that was difficult. There wasn't a whole lot of foreign players in the academy system too at the time.
Yeah.
I do see now that there's a huge growth. I think now we've got like 5 to 6 Aussies in the academy team. Few Kiwis, few Fijians, and I just see that they just get along really well. At times I tell them, man, if you guys came when I came, like,
Yeah.
you would have hated it, gone straight back.
And you got a cousin in there?
Yeah, I got a little cousin, Tawabe. He's the man. He's killing it. I'm really proud of him. I grew up, it was crazy. Just I'm pretty sure Paul, my older brother, has the same experience with me. But you grow up and he's a kid when you're here, and then when he arrived in Paris, he was like, "Sup, bro?" He was like a deep voice, like, "Hey, man."
Yeah.
Like, my name's Tawabe. Or like, it's just, I think it's awesome. I've followed him closely his whole career at Rugby League, at the Dolphins, and at State High as well. And he's been amazing. He's killing it. He started to train with us with the pros at the end of the season.
Wow.
I think next year he'll be starting pre-season with us. So I'm really looking forward to see how he goes. He tears it up on the field, eh?
Yeah. He's an inside centre?
He's a 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Number 10. So I mean, I'm not saying this because, I'm his cousin or we're his cousins, but
One to watch.
He's the one to watch. I think,
Yeah.
I'm calling it now on this podcast, but he, breakthrough player for our club.
Yeah.
Young gun coming through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And he was he the same cousin that was a school captain at State High as well?
I think he was school captain of missing days at school.
Liver.
Nah, that's his older brother, Saliba. Yeah,
Yeah.
So, proud of him too. Smart as.
But they're both like, you know, obviously got to stay high and apply themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so a bunch of family members going through that school. So
Awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool, man.
yeah.
Well, awesome just to hear about your whole experience and how it's going in France. So,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Now, we touched on it, you know, over the week. But next question is just, what do you love outside of rugby?
Besides my heavenly Father,
What a way to say it. I love that.
I love. I don't know. I love a lot of things. I love. I'm a big gamer,
Yeah.
whether it's console or whether it's board games. But I came to Adelaide thinking I would, you know, wipe these Adelaideans at poker, but these two, man, especially this guy, just making profits. So I don't think I like the game anymore. I'm a huge gamer. Yeah, I love games. Board games, video games. Me and Lissy in Paris, we host a lot of game nights, or we love spending time with people, with other couples, with other families, people in church. Yeah, I'm big on coffee. I love my coffee.
Yeah.
Got a nice coffee machine at home. Yeah, just love whipping out. You know, when the guests come, and you know, we have takeaway cups as well. So it's like to heal or to take away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that goes really well. So we also, Lissy and I, we love discovering new coffee places and stuff around Paris. Like I said, the scene for a flat white hasn't really caught up to Australia yet. I don't think it ever will. But that's another big hobby of ours as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, in all honesty, yeah, video games.
Love the games.
Yeah,
I
big
mean,
gamer.
we can tell, like, even, you know, Quacks, we pull that out. You guys are, like, almost winning from the get-go.
I think I've won every
Wow.
game.
Yeah.
Twice?
And that
3
shows.
times.
3 times.
That just shows, like, you're a seasoned gamer, because you don't even know the game. And, you know, we're supposed to be the ones that have won it and played it heaps, you know, and you're coming in. So that is cool. And I mean,
Yeah.
even Tamara is like you. She loves games.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're dusting her as well, you know.
I mean, I will be honest. I think I actually got my passion for games through this guy.
Yeah.
He, so I think as kids, we grew up with rugby and only rugby, you know. This guy, when we went to his and Kaylee's place, shout out Inala. I remember it was random, but we just started playing board games. We didn't have board games at home.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he introduced us to this game called Coup, that card game. And then from there, just started going off to other games. Oh, have you heard about this game, this game? And then going to teen events at church. Just we had like board game nights. And I remember just being like, man, this is sick.
Yeah.
So I would say my passion grew from this guy. And Lissy and I's biggest game is Monopoly Deal.
Yeah.
And learning it, you know, we learnt it for the first time actually at Kaylee's mum's place. And David and Kaylee taught us that game, and we've just been hooked
Yeah.
since then. So yeah, I think that's where the passion comes from.
And look, you know, I reckon there's always the games itself, but, you know, what stands out to me is, you know, your personality, you know, and how much you like to have a laugh.
Yeah.
It's a big part of our family.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I'd say, like, you know, we've seen snippets of it. There's been a few videos here and there that have made it on TikTok that just, you know, show a little glimpse of, you know, you when you loosen up and you show that other side of yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's the cool part is, you know, yes, we've spoken about how we are so proud of you as the professional rugby player. But I know, speaking for Tamara, she just loves you as her younger brother, who's always, you know, used to do the debriefs after days to, you know, you guys would go on family trips, you'd come home, want to do the debrief, and, you know, but also just the jokes that you guys have and the banter. And I think that's what makes the game so much fun. You know,
Yeah,
you don't
for sure.
play it sitting there seriously sweating it, you know, maybe poker a little bit when there's a bit of guppy on the line, but
Oh man.
yeah, you know, it's really cool.
Never seen.
Never sweat. Yeah, you were sitting comfy yesterday.
I'll say last night, honestly, like, hand on the chest, last night was probably the first time I ever got frustrated at poker. For me, because I don't know.
You have a photo?
Photo will be dropped
Mr.
soon.
Gringotts over here.
I honestly, this guy cleaned me up. Like, I'm not gonna say how much I put on the line, but just we're gonna just be eating rice on the floor. So if you ever need some sort of money, account details.
Thank you, David over here.
I gotta pay my debts now.
Nah, it's heaps of fun, eh?
Yeah,
that's
I love it.
Obviously a big part of what we do here in Adelaide. You know, Dave runs a local social games.
Social casino.
Every Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, Paradise, baby.
Disciple guy. Gamble.
I said it, eh? Gamble.
Yeah.
Gamble.
No, it was cool. You know,
Yeah.
obviously, just to speak to it a little bit, you know, usually David's a very unpredictable player. And yesterday he gave us the heads up. He goes, I'm only going to play good hands. None of us believed him because he's usually the river king or just bluffing. So we tested him out, had the nuts nearly every time. So it was, you know, it was, yeah.
Nah, GYG, man. G2G. Playing up.
Glory to God.
I don't think that guy cares. He cares about your dip. No. So cut that.
Nah, it's been so good to have you, man. Thanks for sharing. Obviously, about rugby, the beginnings, and obviously the way we ask the question is about passions, but obviously family.
100%.
Obviously, Lissa being your number one priority.
Yep, number one. After God, eh?
Punching above your weight, you reckon?
Oh boy.
All three of us, eh?
Andy.
All punching.
I bunch too, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, it's been super cool, like having you guys here and seeing how natural you and Lissy are with Josiah. It's really cool, you know. Obviously, won't see you again super soon. Like you said, 24-hour flight, but you know, Lissy taking so many cool photos. We'll have those memories forever, and really great to have you, man. So, but yeah, I reckon that leads us on to our last question. Ties in nicely. What is Moses's almighty future? What are your dreams? And
Almighty future.
What are you praying for?
So we actually got there's a worker he works for the church over in Paris. His name's Ludo. Shout out to Ludo. Actually, I really want to shout out Ludo. He's the man. He's an ex professional volleyball coach.
Oh wow!
And he's honestly, for the past 2 years that he's been in Paris, has helped me and Lissy. I would say this guy's really helped me with my, discipling and athlete. You know, he understands it all. He's done it himself. But he's, with another brother who's a professional rugby player as well. Shout out to Pierre. Man, these two guys, man. So that's my boys, my two main guys. They started a page called Fighters for Christ.
Oh, nice.
And it's pretty much just a group. We have a Zoom once a month, but it's a group of professional rugby players who have faith.
Wow.
Who believe in God and who believe in the Bible. And my hopes and goals for France is to watch it grow, man.
Yeah.
And it's not just in France, you know, there are some players over in England. Taniela Tupou follows the page as well.
Wow.
Like, it's booming, eh? So that's my, big hope that it grows, and hopefully can definitely reach out to some of the other boys in the team, and just not feeling alone in that, disciple rugby personality, but hoping that there will be other guys who are open.
Yeah.
That's a big spiritual goal. But I think overall, future, I don't know, to be honest. I haven't thought too much into it. I think rugby goal is to play in the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. Whether it's for France or Samoa, God willing, I'd be able to play in that. And, it would be great to have all the family here already. Don't have to travel too far for it. Get amongst it. I think it's got to be sick. Yeah, man, travel. Yeah, follow. Hey, get all the family members onto that. I know Lissy's family said that they would come over too for it, and I think it'd just be sick, eh? Like after a match, just go out for a nice, big family feast, and I think, just playing on home soil. If I get to play against the Wallabies, would be even better on their home turf. But yeah,
against the old couple of the old schoolboys from back in the day, maybe.
Old schoolboys, Angus Bell, just some fellows here who, grown up watching and, proud of proud of their pathways, and yeah, it'd be sweet to try to cross pathways with them. So that's the future. Yeah, that's my future goal for now. In terms of outside of rugby, I can't think that far. You know, hopefully the season, or hopefully my career holds on for another 10 years or so, and if it doesn't, then we're in trouble, eh? My visa doesn't go that long. Probably have to go back to Samoa.
Back to the
Old collections.
Old Collegians, yeah. Shout out Old Collegians. Undefeated so far. Probably when this videos come out, they'll probably came second in the final. Nah, shout out OC, eh?
Absolutely.
Yo.
And no, it's awesome, man. Honestly, it's been really cool to have a chat today. So Fighters for Christ is a page.
Fighters for Christ, FFC.
Yep.
That's
We'll
the one.
put a link for that. That sounds awesome. Something Almighty would love to follow as well.
Yep.
And that's really cool, man. And, you know, it made me think about the impact that Pacific Islanders have had on rugby. Obviously, you know, I'm more tied into Aussie rules, and there's little glimmers here and there of players talking about their faith.
Yep.
But it's, especially ever since, I think, the Israel Flower incident, you know, guys really got behind him, and, you know, he stuck the flag in the ground, and so many of the boys, you know, in that team and around the world, you guys, you know, just stuck together.
Yeah.
And since then, it's, you see teams, you know, praying together so often, you know, and obviously we know Carisi and a few of the other boys that made that a part of their career, you know, to pray even with other players who don't share the same faith, but having that respect for each other and seeing that respected to the level where, you know, they'll jump in and pray with them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. You guys are banding together now and wanting to do that.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Definitely, man. Thanks for having me on.
Nah, no worries, brother.
Almighty.
That is another episode. Thank you to Moses Alo-Emile, the brother-in-law, for jumping on. A lot of editing that I'll be doing before this comes out, so maybe 2027, just before the World Cup. But and thank you so much, Davey, for jumping on.
Loved it, man.
Thank you, bro. On a quick note, Dave is one of the next guests lined up, so very keen to hear about Samoan Eats, hopefully a premiership with Old Collegians incoming. Plenty to talk about, but for you, Moses, safe trip back to France.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Well, we're already gone.
That's my Uso. That's my Uso. That's my Uso. I love you.
Always, yeah.
That's my Uso. That's my Uso.
That's my Uso right there.
That's my Uso. I love you.
I be reppin' that T-O-K-O-U-S-O. You know how we do it. Tapo tukulolo. Coming in from the 676. Grateful and humble to be on the remix. But I won't lie, somewhere down the line things changed, we weren't in our right minds. Tongans fighting Samoans, Samoans fighting Tongans. Even though we all on the same side. But now I say, that's my toko. That's my toko. That's my uso. That's my uso. Uso for life.
I said that's my U.S.O. My B-L-O-O-D from the get-go. My brother's by my side, I could never be alone. Man, I love my little uso, but I've never let it show. But don't worry, he knows and he understands. I'm 5 years older than him, so I have the upper hand. So if he wants to be a fika mama mafa, then I'ma be the one to stretch his ears like a rubber band.